to Green. He's got it. For a three. Dorsey. Oh, it's a long bomb.
After the Breakers ticketing website received a record 500,000 hits in a matter of hours, another sellout crowd has gathered at the North Shore Event Centre, hoping to witness history as the Breakers look to lift the Dr. John Rushkey Trophy and become the first New Zealand team to win an Australian competition. Standing in their way are the Cairns Taipans, who, like the Breakers, are in search of their inaugural title. Who will fulfil their dream and be crowned the IINet NBL champions? Will it be the Breakers or the Taipans? Welcome to this Game 3 Grand Final decider. I'm Dennis Katsanos, with me former Tall Black Ed Book. And Ed, Game 2 has set up this match perfectly. A double overtime thriller, not to mention exquisite defence from both teams.
It was a thriller. We saw a Game 2, and as you mentioned, it was a defensive game. We've heard a lot of stuff in the media and everything to say that the offense was absolutely terrible in that, but you got to give that down to great defense played by both teams in that. And what are championships made of? Championships are made of defense. And if you play good defense, you're going to win the championship.
Quite simply, Ed, how do you cope with the pressure, the weight of expectation, and the intensity of a Game 3 decider?
Well, this is what the players have always been building up to all year long, and that is to handle this pressure and that. They put many hours into the gym, they put many hours into their skills, and this is what they're going to do. They're going to come out here and they're going to play just like on any other day.
Let's recap the results so far. Game 1. It was all the Breakers. They took it out 85-67 over the Taipans here at the North Shore Event Centre. In Game 2, as we mentioned, it was a double overtime thriller. The Taipans winning by the same score, 85-81 over the Breakers. Coach Andre Labanas has said that the intensity, the aggression, that there wasn't enough energy from the Breakers in Game 2.
There wasn't enough energy from the Breakers in Game 2. They came out kind of flat, but once again, you got to give that down to Cairns Taipans defense and that. They came out, they really disrupted that, what the Breakers were trying to do on offense, and they could not recover from it.
He was a little bit quiet in Game 1. In Game 2, my oh my, did he explode. 22 points, and those two huge three-pointers to Ron Dorsey.
Ron Dorsey, this is a big-time shots that he had all the way through in that. You know, what better shots coming down here and hitting a three to send it into another overtime. It's just been great. He stepped up, and this is what they're going to need from him more tonight. They're going to need to come up and hit some shots like that, and also not just hitting the big threes, but actually taking the ball to the baskets and trying to get some fouls on these guys.
Ed, he mentioned it was the best shot of his career. Quite simply, all the media has been saying, should they have fouled or should they not have fouled in terms of the Breakers?
That's always a tough one as a coach. You're always playing to that, you know, should I foul or shouldn't I foul? The Breakers wanted to rely on their defense. The defense played very, very well all game long in it. So this is what they wanted to do. They wanted to come out and basically say, hey, let our defense win it. Didn't happen, so hopefully they can turn it up tonight.
If we look at the Taipans team list, we can expect big games from Dorsey, from Ubaka, Ian Crosswhite, Alec Loughton. And if Dorsey is covered, then Phil Jones is the sort of guy that could step up and love to revel in the big time.
They do have some great offensive threats on the Cairns Taipans. You know, but Phil, there he is. You know, he's going to be a very tough one to cover in that. If he gets away and firing early, it's going to be a very, very long night for the Breakers defense.
And to be fair, Ubaka is due as well, isn't he?
Oh, he's definitely is due. As we know, he can turn the tempo up a bit, and he's going to need to do that if the Cairns wants to come away with a win tonight. He's got to push the break and push the tempo of the game.
Well, he's come out in the press and said he's confident of heading back to Cairns with the John Raschke Trophy. With Andrew Mulligan as Taipans coach Aaron Fern.
Yeah, thank you, Dennis. Coach Aaron Fern, an amazing atmosphere in Cairns. You would have been really happy with the result and the way you guys hung tough. Coming here now in a Game 3 situation, what are you telling you guys?
Oh, look, first and foremost, you've got to have fun, enjoy the moment. You know, you don't get to experience these moments very often, so that's definitely got to be there. And big message for the week has been, whatever happens tonight, walk off this court with zero regrets, give everything that we've got, playing staff, coaching staff, medical staff, and if we do that, then we can walk away with our head high, and that's definitely the message, so that's what we're looking to do.
What was the change in tactics from Game 1 to Game 2?
Oh, we had to rebound. I mean, we got destroyed on the glass here in Game 1, so we had to rebound, and that's a passion thing, that's a physicality thing, so that'll have to be there tonight. Oh, look, we switched a lot of stuff. You know, they like to come off a lot of turnouts and dribble handoffs and things like that, and we just took that out of their game and made them have to go beat us off the bounce, which, you know, they can do at times, but probably something that they really don't want to do. So you just try and make them do something that they don't want to do, and that's what we were able to do.
Good luck tonight.
I appreciate it.
Aaron Fern executed brilliantly in Game 2. They will look for that great D and that switching up again in Game 3 one day.
Oh, they're going to have to. It worked really well for the Cairns Taipans. They came out, they switched a lot of things on offense. Defense, they switched it up because, as he mentioned, you know, the Breakers do like to come out in those turnouts. They like to get out there and try to take their flow away from their offense and keep the ball out of Kirk Penny's hands. When Kirk Penny has the ball, he's very dangerous, and so are the Breakers.
If we turn our focus to the Breakers, in Game 2, Kevin Braswell, he had some tough moments, but he also had some moments of brilliance here.
As we see here, Kevin Braswell, he does have some brilliance, and he does have some things. He's the one that holds the ball quite a lot, but when he can hit those big shots, and that's what Andre Lamanis likes so much with Kevin Braswell. You know, those big, huge threes that he can hit. But what he's going to need to do is just to slow it down just a little bit.
Ed, what would you like to see from him tonight?
As I just mentioned earlier, he's going to have to slow it down a little bit. You know, try not to take too much. Only take what the defense gives him. He needs to, slow it down. He needs to look at his options, and he needs to look to get his teammates involved into the offense a lot more.
In terms of the Breakers team list, great news. Kirk Penny, Thomas Abercrombie, they've been cleared from injury to play tonight. And if Penny is well guarded, you might see CJ Bruden possibly on that curl-off screen. And of course, it is Paul Hernandez's last game. He's retiring tonight. Ed. A big moment for him.
It's a huge moment for Paul Hernandez. Last game of his career here with the Breakers. What better way to go out with the championship? But as we said, CJ has the potential to let loose, and we're going to expect a big one from him because he is a threat, and they cannot sleep on him when they take away from Kirk Penny.
Well, speaking of big moments and big men, Gary Wilkinson is another one that will revel in this home final game.
He is home now. This is where he lives. This is what he loves to do. He was very quiet in Game 2, only 8 points. We're going to need a lot more from Gary Wilkinson, and with the crowd getting behind him, we're going to expect big things from him. He's a very fiery player, and this is exactly what he needs.
Well, hoping to create history with the Breakers tonight is coach Andre Lamanis. He's with Andrew Mulligan.
Yeah, thanks, Dennis. Just one more game to go, Coach Lamanis. A great game in Cairns. What have you guys focused on in the last week or so?
Yeah, we just, I guess, need to play with a little more poise at the offensive end. We played kind of anxiously up there in Cairns, and obviously there's a few things that we'll tweak with our defense, but just need to come out and play hard, really.
They switched a lot on the Kirk Penny screens when he was running through the baseline. They marked him pretty physically as well. Have you worked out how to get him more open?
Well, again, it's I think we're at our best when we've got multiple players in double figures, as we have been all year. So it's a case of being smart as a team and taking our advantages where they lie.
Defensively, you happy with the output?
Yeah, we've been getting after it. There's always a couple of small things that you tweak, but we need to be solid that end of the floor and let the offense take care of itself.
And have you told them to enjoy the occasion?
Yeah, that's this whole experience, like this whole finals campaign. That's what we've been about, is enjoying it. There's what are there now? 9 other teams who'd love to be in our situation right now. So it's something that you should enjoy as a sports person.
Good luck.
Thank you.
It's well said, isn't it? Because it is about enjoying this opportunity that is presented in front of you as opposed to freaking out and getting nervous and drowning in it, Ed.
Oh, it is about enjoying it, but this is the business end of the season, and this is what you train for. This is what you put all that energy into. It's game time, and when the whistle starts, the jump ball goes, you got to put your game face on. You got to come out, you got to play hard, and then you're going to enjoy it afterwards.
Ed, your final thoughts? Who's going to win and how they're going to win it?
I got to go with the Breakers. The Breakers have been a better team all year long in that. They got too much firepower for the Cairns Taipans. So I'm going to have to go with basically the Breakers by 12.
All right, big score. All right, Ed, I'll let you wander into commentary. Well, Martin Luther King once said that the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort, but where he stands at times of challenge. Who will stand up to the challenge tonight? Will it be the Breakers or the Taipans? In commentary for this final match, a very warm welcome to my good friend, Mr. Andrew Mulligan.
Thank you very much, Dennis. Waiting all week for this one. My goodness. Can the moment get any bigger? It is going to be huge tonight between the New Zealand Breakers and the Cairns Taipans. It is do or die for both. Surely it is going to be, if not intense, it will be physical. It will be defensive-minded. Offense wins games, defense wins championships. And that is what it's come down to in the first two games in the series between the Cairns Taipans and the New Zealand Breakers. Right, let's have a look at the starting five for the Cairns Taipans. Business as usual in the backcourt with Aindu Ibaka and Ron Dorsey. Daniel Dillon, small forward, he'll be looking to pick up his game. Alex Loughton having a horrendous final series, suffering from a groin injury. He's 1 of 18 from the field in 2 games. And then Crosswhite is the centre for the Cairns Taipans. Breakers, well, no Mika Vakona still. He's starting from the bench. Paulie Hanara and CJ Bruton in the backcourt. Kirk Penny and Thomas Abercrombie will play the forward position, somewhat undersized in that respect. Gary Wilkinson will fill it out at centre. And your officials, your referees for Game 3 of the 2011 NBL Championship, Vaughan Mabry, Scott Butler, Michael Aylen, your referee of the year. 3 men who are very important for both teams' chances tonight. They will set the tone. Hopefully they will have not a lot of influence on the outcome as well. We'd just like to see some basketball play tonight. The season for both teams deserved that. The Breakers have been the pace setter in the NBL, 22-6. That record counts for naught tonight. 40 minutes away from what many have believed to be their destiny for 2011. Ned Book, everything has to go right for Cairns and New Zealand. They just have to shoot the lights out.
That is exactly right, Andrew. Everything's got to go right for Cairns Taipans tonight if they want to come away with a victory here in this packed-out arena here at North Shore.
Certainly is packed out. Very few spare seats floating around as people get their last bits of food and drink from the concession stands. And we're just a few minutes away from tip-off. Aaron Fern going through his instructions there is a small body of Cairns Taipans fans in some horrendous wigs. They've made the trip over.
Want to get to here and set that side screen.
Section there is Fern. There was a point in game 1 where things just weren't going right for him. And he just looked at his team and said, "You guys ready?" Now straight out of halftime.
You definitely don't want to see that tonight, and especially you don't want to hear that coming out of Aaron Fern's mouth tonight. So the Cairns Taipans got to come out right from the get-go and play some great defense.
You've played a lot of NZNBL finals, Ed Book. You played a lot of big knockout games and World Championships for the Tall Blacks. What's this like for a player when you've got a crowd like this behind you?
Oh, it just gives you that edge, you know, the energy that you feed off the crowd. You know, this is what they're going to need to pull themselves out there. It was a bit lonely, game 2 over in Cairns. They didn't have the people behind them trying to get them over there. We were waiting and waiting for them to get going, and they didn't have it tonight. We expect the crowd to get behind them and send them on home.
Well, Andre Lemanis is just the 4th man if he wins tonight to win as a player and a coach. Southeast Melbourne Magic in 1992. He was a role player. And if he wins it tonight, he'll be just the 4th man to do it. CJ Bruton's dad has done it as well. He did it in 85 as a player for Brisbane and a coach in 1990 with Perth. And interesting enough, Andre Lemanis faced off against Dean Vickerman. Well, I guess they looked at each other from either side of the benches, but he was losing in that 1992 game, Ed. How do you like that?
Oh, that is great, great history there, Andrew, and that so. But they're both on the same team today, and we're going to see what's going to happen.
All the love for Paulie Henare. Game number 250 in what has been a fantastic career for the Breakers. Doesn't stuff the stats, but does just about everything else for the Breakers. And we are just almost ready to get underway. Game 3 of the NBL Championships is underway. And the Cairns Taipans have the ball, and already the crowd is into it. Chant of defense up. And we have an early foul. Cross-white, the offensive foul on Kirk Penny. Just a little bit physical.
Oh, it's going to be a lot of physical. You're going to come out here, try to get the intensity going. You know, just a simple, you know, quick foul on Ian Crosswhite, and you just kind of allow those things to happen. They wanted guy to try to get underway really nice on offense, and they just gave it away on a cheap foul.
Keep your eye on Penny as he curls around. Ubaka's on him as Abercrombie gets 2 points on that switch play that they execute so well. I'm pretty sure Andy Ubaka is going to find some trouble trying to get the ball out of the backcourt. And it should be a backcourt call, and it is not, as they just got the ball over half court. As Ubaka gets into the paint, puts up the little floater, a little strong, and Abercrombie comes away with it. Henare.
And the Breakers got a limit to 1 shot to the Cairns Taipans. And you can't allow that to happen. You know, the Cairns Taipans came down there, gave up the rebound, and then it came all the way down and got a layup on the other end. It's not a good defense starting off with the Cairns Taipans.
Misery continues for Alex Loughton as he misses the wide-open baseline jump shot. 4-0 Breakers. Gary Wilkinson got free. CJ Bruden fakes the 3, and inside to Wilkinson. Up and under on Loughton, fades away instead and just hits the front of the rim. And he goes to the floor, and Dillon will look to push it. Tremendous speed, Daniel Dillon. Played in 2009 for the Dragons, won a championship. Wasn't in the league last year, as Loughton misses the easy hook shot. He came second in the NBL for most improved as Wilkinson. He gets 2 points, 6-0 Breakers.
And once again, we see it. The Breakers pushing the ball up, not trying to get into a half-court set where they can allow the defense to be set for the Cairns Taipans.
More great pressure in the backcourt as Dillon gets open and gets the first 2 points for the Cairns Taipans.
A little breakdown in the Breakers defense. A bit of miscommunication on the back screen and gave Dillon the wide-open layup.
This crowd is incredible. Certainly haven't heard anything like it. Game 1 came close as Abercrombie cuts beautifully. Hangs a little bit and just misses it, overshoots it.
Good defense from the Taipans, big guys. This is what they need to do a lot more of, is to get out there, put their hands up, and don't allow nothing easy inside.
Nice ball movement from the Taipans. Dillon for 3. In and out, but Crosswhite has it. Stripped by Paulie Henare. And Daniel Dillon's called for the foul, and Aaron Fern wanted one as he found that Crosswhite was absolutely ripped apart on the arms.
It's actually good to see some actually fire from Coach Ferns right there. As you see Paulie getting his hands onto it, maybe got him a little bit into the back, but you know, hey, this is grand final basketball. You know, you got to be able to take those little knocks.
Abercrombie steps through into the lane, floats it up and in. 8-2 Breakers. Cairns under the pump early.
Great start from the Breakers, being aggressive, not settling for the jump shots, taking the ball to the hoop, and actually converting tonight. Thomas Abercrombie doing a great job on defense. They think they have a bit of a mismatch with Crosswhite on the post, but Thomas Abercrombie stepping up in another good defensive situation from the Breakers.
Dorsey with a missed 3. Henare controls it. After he lost the handle, he gets it back. Inside to Wilkinson.
We didn't see much of this.
Penny curls, hits a 3. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
Oh, yeah. Great offensive sequence there. We didn't see a lot of it in game 2 where they actually went outside, but what a better way to open up your shooters while get it into the post and kicking it out for a nice jump shot from Kirk Penny.
The Breakers have opened up game 3 with an 11-2 run as Ubaka. He can't get the 3 to drop. The rims aren't friendly in New Zealand as Bruton gets all the way down.
And
he got fouled, sorry, Ed.
Yeah, no, I'm really liking how the Breakers are actually looking to push the ball up, you know, getting the defensive rebound and actually beating half the time the Cairns Taipans up the court and getting easy layups as we see Bruton just pushing there, taking the hit, getting himself a little drink on the sideline.
And why not help yourself to the corporates?
Oh, we got to expect big things from CJ tonight. Big game player, you know, 15 grand finals underneath his belt. What a great experience he's bringing to the tonight.
3 team fouls for the Cairns Taipans, 0 for the Breakers, as Pledger and Vicona are in the game. Abercrombie has taken a seat, as has Hanari and Braswell. 3 on the way. Oh, guess who's there? Mika Vicona misses the putback, controls it. The strength of the man. Penny up fake on Dusty Reichardt, who's in the game. Will it go in? No, it won't. Mika Vicona fighting for the rebound. Can't control it.
This is what Mika does very well, puts the pressure on them. Cairns is trying to go inside. Got a little bit of mismatch with Dusty on him.
And we got a foul on the floor. Dusty Reichardt was hit. And that goes on Kirk Penny. First foul for him and the Breakers. 5:34 to go in the first, and an 11-2 lead early.
Cairns are trying to be aggressive, getting the ball inside. But once again, another miscommunication from the Breakers defense. Dillon just taking it back door for an easy layup and one.
Nice cut from Daniel Dillon. Gets the bucket and one, and he'll go to the free throw line. What a frenetic start to the game. A raucous crowd. And the Cairns Taipans cut the lead to 6. They're shooting 2 of 9 from the floor.
As we see the Breakers once again on the rollouts, sending CJ off to the other side. And then we got a pick and roll.
Loudon pops out on that screen and roll as Bruton steps it over the top of Loughton, and Alex Pledger gets the rebound. CJ wanted the foul, and I think Pledger was fouled, so it's team foul number 4, and Pledger will go to the line.
And as we see, good hands up, and that's what you want to see as a referee. The defensive player with their hands up. Alex Pledger not giving up on the play, getting the rebound, and going to the line.
Fantastic output from Alex Pledger in the series. 9 points and 6.5 rebounds on the season.
It's great to see the big man producing. He's one of the crowd favorites here.
Rather averages 6 and 4.5 rebounds. So he stepped up in the finals as he rebounds a second miss. Can't get the putback in. He's fouled again, but there it is. Alex Pledger has really been one of the best role players that you haven't heard about in the league this year, with his size and his rebounding ability.
Oh, he definitely is, and he takes that with a bit of pride in that. You know, he is a role player, but he does come in and he does the job well. As a coach, you hate to see the foul shooter get his own rebound from a missed foul shot. You just cannot allow that to happen. And if Cairns wants to come away with the win tonight, they're going to have to clean all those little things up.
Pledger gets the second.
Good full court pressure from the Breakers. Trying to disrupt, not giving the Taipans a lot of time on the shot.
That's the Breakers ball as Dorsey missed the long two. And Mika Vicona will inbound it.
And the team that continues to do those little things that don't appear on the stat sheets is the one who's going to come away with the victory tonight.
And we have a timeout on the floor. That was the perfect shot for the Breakers defense, and it has been their defense that has done all the right things here in the first quarter. A 13-5 lead for the Breakers. 4:56 left to go in the first quarter, and the crowd is absolutely wrapped, and we've still got quite a lot to go.
We do have a lot of time still left on the clock, and that, you know, it's by no means over or even close to being over in that. So, you know, first time out for the Cairns Taipans, you know, to try to come away with something. You know, the Breakers are really coming up with a lot of intensity and doing those little things to get the lead.
On a missed basket. Transition. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, then get into a ball reversal. We can't get ball reversal. Right?
of Thomas Abercrombie being nice and aggressive along with Gary Wilkinson, finding the seams in that defense, and Paul Henare just willing the ball out of Loughton's head and ripping it at the same time. And Kirk Penny, we need to see more of that from him. He had a poor game, defended really well in Cairns in game 2, just 12 points, 4 of 12 from the field. And he is key.
You don't see Kirk Penny having 2 bad games in a row that often at all, and that, so it's a really tough ask for any team to hold down one player.
Like I need to tell you that he's key. Bruton with the ball. Dillon on him. Excellent defense from Daniel Dillon. As CJ shoots over him. Gets the shooter's roll. That is a tough shot, CJ Bruton.
That's a very tough shot by CJ Bruton. But that's one thing that Cairns did in game 2 is they really shut down that screen and roll. They really hedged out high and they recovered back to the guys, and then they actually switched up into switching defense.
Ubaka has Braswell on him. 8 to shoot. Ubaka drives and Bruton gets his hand in the passing lane. It goes out. And 7 to shoot for the Cairns Taipans. As Kirk Penny takes a seat and Thomas Abercrombie will check in the game.
Good rest for Penny. Get out there early. Playing very, very well in the first opening minutes.
Major pops out on Ubaka. Turns the corner. He'll get done for the screen. Moving hip check on it. And Ubaka.
Yep, Ubaka very dangerous on those screens and rolls, especially taking advantage of a 7'3" guy out there. He saw his eyes just open up wide, saying, hey, I need to take this one to the basket, and drawing the foul. Great offensive position for Cairns Taipans.
3rd team foul for the Breakers. And it will be Cairns' ball on the baseline as Ron Dorsey will inbound it. They won't be beaten again by Daniel Dillon cutting through the key. Look at the corner right out on Loughton. Excellent denial on the passes as deep. Dusty Reichardt stepped out of bounds on the baseline. Grazed his sneaker on the white line. Turnover. And the Breakers have the ball. 10-point lead, 15-5. It's going the Breakers' way in the first quarter as Reichardt comes over the top. And CJ Bruton.
Taking one for the team. CJ Bruton not allowing them to get a fast break going. You know, Dusty Reichardt did a great job.
Yeah.
Mika Vakona just lost that possession. As you see, Dusty just gets the heel onto the line. You know, great defense by Alex Pledger, not getting beat too easily.
Heads up veteran move from Dusty Reichardt.
That's it. Broke the contact from Mika. Mika should have kept the ceiling. Not allowed to give the defensive player that position to get his hand onto the ball.
Made up for the turnover on the baseline. Cairns ball. Romanis with palms up. Cairns get it in. Ubaka, Braswell. Key matchup tonight. Phil Jones in the game, Penny on him. Ubaka, shape to cut. Excellent pressure from Pledger as he fades away. Just threw it up there. And that'll be Breakers' ball.
Good lucky break for the Breakers.
Why did you look at me like that for, Ed Book?
I don't know. I might have saw it differently from up here in that, but the Breakers did get away with one there, which is absolutely fantastic.
It's hard to tell.
Alex Pledger might have got his hand on that one, but needless to say, the Breakers back down, looking to go inside the post with Gary Wilkinson. As we mentioned before, something that we didn't see a lot of in game 2.
The full array of Gary Wilkinson's arsenal in the post move. As Loughton gets great position on him, fades on the jump hook. Oh, the Alex Loughton, my goodness. Nothing will go in tonight, 0 of 3.
That's it. The nightmare continues for him.
All the intentions from Braswell to Vakona as Dylan Boucher comes into the game and Vakona will sit down.
It's good to see from both teams actually adapting to the pressure. Game 2, they really didn't adapt to the pressure. You know, the overplay in that. Tonight, we've already seen quite a few back doors. Mika Bakono just very unlucky not to get an easy layup.
15-5, the Breakers lead by 10. The Cairns Taipans 2 of 12 from the field in the first quarter. Ubaka, oh, you've got to be kidding me if you're a Cairns Taipan fan. Phil Jones, that's a 2. Dusty Reichardt crashes the glass. And 2 points for the Taipans. Hasn't been 2 for a while. 15-7.
Not giving up on the play. Cairns really hustling. Second, third shots.
Reichardt on the denial. It's Penny. Double teamed on the baseline. Has Grabo on him. Wilkinson. 3 on the way. Little strong, and Jones comes away with it. And Dylan Boucher got him as he came around to try and poke it out. And Dylan Boucher and Phil Jones just exchanging pleasantries. Probably giving it the casual, what's up, bro?
That's it. You know, plenty of times, you know, best of friends off the court, but they're not going to give anything on the court here. As we see Dylan getting his hand to many balls, as we see, he gets lots of steals when he gets those hands on there. He did very well to get his hands up, but the referee saw it a little bit differently.
That is the 15th foul for the Breakers. So Phil Jones heads to the line.
A lot of pressure for Phil Jones to handle on that foul line. There's a lot of noise, a lot of banging going on here in the stadium.
14 third quarter points for Phil Jones in game 1. The spark off the bench. It was a blowout in the third quarter. He was the one that was keeping them in it. As Grabo, foundation Taipan on Penny. Penny up fakes, puts it up, high arcing shot, net drops. Kirk Penny getting the offense going early. He has 5 for the Breakers.
It's good to see Kirk being aggressive, taking the ball to the basket. Aaron Garreau is playing really tough defense on him, but Kirk actually finishing really nice.
Lead is 8. A minute 40 to go. Ubaka gives it inside to Loudon. Mismatch. Rolls on Paul Hanade. And Alex Loudon will absolutely love the fact that that went in the basket. 2 points for Alex Loudon.
A sigh of relief from him to get the first one going. Hopefully we don't see many more of those.
Boucher has the ball. Backs down Dusty Reichardt quite easily, you have to say, as well. Gives it up to Abercrombie. Shoots a contested 3. And Taipan's ball on the baseline, coming off Dylan Boucher with the pressure.
We see that a lot from Dylan, giving good hustle, always never giving up on the play, always trying to get his hands out to there. And here we go with the full court pressure that we've seen work so well, coming into the jumping trap.
Loughton's feeling it, going for 3. Alex Loughton, 5 straight points for the big man.
This is what he needed. He needed a little something to get going.
Just like that, the lead is cut to 3 for the Breakers. The Cairns Taipans on a bit of a roll, under a minute to go. As Penny just pushed off Grabo in the key. Gets the ball, gives it inside. Well, not really inside, as Wilkinson is quite far way out. Rolls that little baby hook. Hit nothing. And Ubaka looking to push, loses the handle. And somehow Thomas Abercrombie got him. Hands on hips from the big swing man. Ubaka looked like he was out of control more than anything, and Thomas Abercrombie looked like he was just trying to help him up.
Just helping him, just giving him a little bit of a hand. Good hands there.
Got him on the wrist.
Yeah,
that's a foul.
You can give him that one. So crowd wasn't happy that. We got the luxury of replay, so.
Ubaka with the chance to cut the lead to 1. Short arms the first. 35.6 seconds left in the first quarter. Breakers came out of the gate hot as Ubaka makes the second, and Lindsay Tate, who's never beaten the Breakers at the North Shore Event Centre as an opposing player. Neither has Phil Jones. 30 seconds to go. Breakers did have a 10-point lead at one stage. It's now just 2. 10 to shoot. Hanare gives it to a cutting Penny. Penny shoots over Phil Jones. Scramble for the ball. Rijkaard has it. As Abercrombie steals the long outlet pass. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Looking for someone to get open. Wilkinson falls away, but we have a whistle on the baseline. Offensive foul on Dylan Boucher. Hammered Aaron Grabo. And that is foul number 2 on Dylan Boucher.
And Dylan's just got to watch those, not to give up easy ones on those fouls, as we see. Good defense, recovering back from Thomas Abercrombie, coming back. And as we just see Dylan just stepping right into it. Give a little shoulder check. Thought he was playing a little bit of ice hockey there.
Ian Bruton on 2 fouls. Ian Crosswhite, the only Cairns Taipan with 2 fouls. 2 seconds to go. And that'll do it for the first quarter. As Dusty Rijkaard missed the bomb. So the Breakers with a hot start, and the Cairns Taipans answered. 17-15, excuse me, first quarter lead for the Breakers. So it really was an enthusiastic start by not only the Breakers but also the crowd. And really Andre Lemanis will be happy with the effort at the start. But the second half of that first quarter was a little dicey.
It was a good start for the New Zealand Breakers. Getting out there, feeding off the energy in that, but we knew the Cairns Taipans would actually step up into the mark.
We're getting stuck again. We want stuff with early on balls here that we can slip. All right, on balls that we can slip. That gets us some ball movement, that gets something on the rim. On 2 sides, try to get that screen closer so that you can open up and be a target right on the rim. Okay? So trans on the fly, don't be scared to get the trans through. You got some trans quicks. On walk-ups, go with some shakes. Walk-ups, go with some shakes.
It's going to be their ball here. I want to green everything. Okay? One time. Now, when they catch it in the post, Dusty, when they catch it in the post, the white must be really, really aggressive and talk to each other on it. All right? He gave up 6 offensive rebounds in the first 5 minutes. Didn't give up one then from then on. Guys have got to man up.
And here we go, action from the first quarter, as we see Loughton and Loughton trying to get some buckets going. 5 points in a row. Finally getting the monkey off his back and actually hitting some shots.
Biggest lead of the first quarter, 10 points for the New Zealand Breakers. A 17-15 lead heading into the second. And Aaron Fern will be happy with the way that they fought back. Alex Loughton, 5 straight points. Start of the game, 0 for 3. And he's 2 for 5. Really need the big man to step up and make himself a threat for the guards from the Cairns Taipans. For the Breakers, we got Pledger, Penny, Vicona, Abercrombie and Hanari on the floor. The Taipans, Tate, Jones, Dusty Rijkaard, Loughton and Aaron Grabo. And we're underway in the second quarter. Vicona gives it to Hanari. Game number 250. Pledger. Nice ball movement from the Breakers as Alex Pledger gets the easy 2 over Phil Jones.
Yep, good pass from Mika Vicona to a cutting Alex Pledger to the basket and taking advantage of Phil Jones' size. And then the Breakers straight back into some pressure.
Loughton wide open from the elbow, in and out. Pledger comes down with it, gives it to Vicona. And Penny will call the play for the Breakers.
Breakers just slowing things down a little bit, sending off Thomas Abercrombie off a couple of flare screens.
Vicona, all business. Too much business, unfortunately. A little bit strong, and Loughton went down like he was shot.
Could have been a little Oscar happening there in that. 2 big men banging down there as Mick is going into him. Loughton holding the position and just taking the little flop right there.
Just a little one. So Abercrombie, pressure on Phil Jones. Good pressure as well, as Pledger showed on that. And Phil Jones misses the three. Abercrombie has the ball. Tate's on him. Hanare, oh, beautiful seal from Pledger. And Lindsay Tate and Alex Pledger get tangled up as he sealed them off. He gave him the easy layup.
Oh, these guys, they're bringing it tonight. They don't want anything easy. And Alex, a great seal, just giving Paul Hanare the easy two to the basket.
Beautiful seal by the big man, Alex Pledger. A wonderful beard on his behalf as well. It's really come on through the playoffs. It was looking patchy there for a moment, but at game 3, it stepped up. Alex Pledger and his beard, fantastic effort.
It's helped his game out, too. He's been playing very, very well since he's had this beard going.
21-15, Breakers lead. Lead is 6. Tate needs help. Reichardt saw a gap, sealed it pretty quickly to Pledger. He gets a block. Reichardt gets it back. And that'll be goaltending, as I believe it hit the glass. And Vukona with the hops just slapped it off the backboard.
Oh, they're just being very, very aggressive. They're up on every single screen, getting out there. As we see both teams. Oh, and they gave Paul Hanare a travel.
You can't do that in his last game.
Just can't do that. So
nice pressure from Lindsay Tate.
that was great pressure, and Andre Monis just could do nothing but smile at this as you see Lindsay's hands all over him, mugging him, trying to pick his pocket.
So Dorsey in the game for the Cairns Taipans. Abercrombie on Jones. Reichardt waiting to set the pick. Gets the ball instead as Loughton posts up the corner, faces up now. Strong move, then fades away. Cleared it off as Pledger crashes the boards again, and Cairns have the ball, and then they lost it, and the Breakers will get it.
Loughton is very tough in the low block. You know, he doesn't need to fade away on those shots. He needs to go right up over Mika Vukona, try to draw the foul.
Your rebounding leaders are Reichardt with 4 and Pledger with 4. And there's a foul on Phil Jones as Mika Vukona put the ball on the floor. I've seen that look before on Phil Jones's face.
And that's you can't believe he got fouled again. But this is what happens when you're playing that pressure defense. You're really getting up onto them, trying to make them put the ball onto the floor, and hopefully your bigs are in the middle trying to block the shots as they come in for the layups.
So Loughton, good production from him, and Aaron Fern will be happy as he sits down along with Phil Jones, and Ian Crosswhite and Daniel Dillon are in the game for the visitors. Abercrombie had it poked away. We're up and running. The Taipans, a rare fast break, and Lindsay Tate just lost the handle.
You don't see that too often from Lindsay Tate. A little bit excited as we saw Crosswhite coming in there. Good push up from Lindsay, sees it, and just, loses control of that. Good defense by C.J. Bruton, trying to get in front of him to disrupt things.
He's in the game along with Kevin Braswell in the backcourt as he's double teamed. Gives it off to Bruton. Vukona showed the ball and went himself. Nice fake from Mika Vukona, and then the soft finger roll as Bruton gets a hand in the passing lane. Braswell to Vukona, drives, hangs. 2 points again for Mika Vukona. 4 quick baskets, and the Breakers love it.
And this is where the Breakers are very dangerous when they're getting out there running. Good pressure from the defense, turning into easy buckets on the offense.
The crowd love the effort, and Mika Vukona is an energy guy for the Breakers. 4 straight points, and Aaron Fern will not be happy. Turnovers are crucial in knockout games, and this one is for the championship.
And here we go. Mika Vukona, very, very aggressive, taking the ball to the hole, not settling for jump shots in here. And once again, Mika, excellent finger roll, going to the basket. Very, very nicely done by the Breakers.
Aaron Fern taking the timeout, taking the crowd out of it. 7:27 to go in the second quarter. Let's go down to the Taipans and find out what he has to say to his team.
So just like that read, all right? Slide. Now, guys, got to hang tough here. Got to hang tough. Rebound.
wanted to just to slow things down on that. You know, the Breakers on a little bit of a roll. You know, strategy from the coach to call a quick timeout, try to get things stopped right there and go with their momentum now.
Well, the Breakers spreading the scoring load. Andre Lamanis wanted multiple guys in double figures. Abercrombie, Vicona, Pledger and Wilkinson all have 4. Tenney has 5 for the Breakers. Back underway. Reichardt goes left on Pledger. But an awkward fall at training during the week. Strapping on that knee. Doesn't feel it tonight, I bet you, as Reichardt puts in the little baby jumper, uncontested, and 2 points for the Taipans.
Good ball movement from the Cairns Taipans, working it in, working it back out, and getting back in and hitting Dusty Reichardt open in the middle.
It's a 6-point Breakers lead. Vicona shoots it over cross-white. Dillon comes down with it. Looking to push it. Ubaka gets in the lane, gives it up to cross-white. Dillon shaped for 3. And Ubaka came off the referee, and Abercrombie came away with it. Needs to give it to a guard. He finds CJ Bruton, one of the best ever. No look pass to Pledger. Oh, yes. Oh, the green hook. Alex Pledger.
Oh, we love to see the big man with the big jump hook down in the low post and that. So very nice move. You don't see a lot of the big guys actually working hard in the low post and coming away with the kind of a little mini sky hook.
It's a coming out party for Alex Pledger as another turnover is affected. Braswell bounce pass picked up by Ubaka.
That's it. When you got a 7'3" guy running the floor, you don't put it down at his feet. You need to put it up in the air for the big guy.
It counts. Thomas Abercrombie. He's going to the line to convert a 3-point play opportunity. Kevin Braswell got the steal and gave it up. And Abercrombie, just that athleticism, being able to finish when he's hit. He was just streaking too much.
It was very good, him protecting the ball there. You know, Kevin Bracewell was good. He didn't give up. He turned the ball over. A lot of guys put their heads down in that. He didn't. He got back on defense and got the steal for the Breakers to come down on the fast break.
5 steals for the Breakers in the first half. 7 turnovers for the Taipans. 6 for the home team. And Abercrombie converts it. And Kurt Penny checks in. And CJ Bruton will get his brute on Daniel Dillon in defense.
Breakers really going to that full court pressure, just trying to disrupt things, not giving them a lot of time left on the shot clock to set up any offense. They don't want to get them into any flow.
More good ball pressure from Dylan Boucher on N. Crosswhite. 13 to shoot for the Taipans. Daniel Dillon gives it to Crosswhite, and Dusty Reichardt has position on Boucher. Goes straight up. Nice move from the veteran, a quick one at that. 21 to 30. 9-point deficit the Taipans are staring at. And Ubaka picks up the personal foul on CJ Bruton.
That's a good aggressive move from CJ, trying to get it in there. Cairns Taipans really trying to put some pressure out there on defense, trying to disrupt the Breakers on their offense.
Pledger sits down and Wilkinson checks in. Penny runs the baseline. Braswell and Bruton combine as Penny runs again. Crosswhite switches out. They're doing it so well at the Taipans. And Dylan Boucher blows an easy one. He had Dorsey underneath, way underneath the basket. Just couldn't get the roll off the glass. The lead stays at 9.
Those are what we call ducks, and he's missed that duck.
Dillon, sweeping finger roll. Gets a roll as well. Wonderful, wonderful move from Daniel Dillon.
Oh, he's a very exciting young player. Very good for the Cairns Taipans. He needs to do a little bit more of that. We know he can score. He's got to continue to be aggressive going to the basket.
Bruton all aligned for 3. Rips it. CJ Bruton from the corner.
Oh, that is great. You don't want to get him going. Once you get him going, it's going to be a very, very long night.
Dorsey with a long 2, and Reichardt comes down with the board. Ubaka has it, slows it down. Fresh shot clock, 4:23 to go. Ubaka, double team. Reichardt all alone. That's a 2. 2 points to Dusty Reichardt on a long jumper. And Andre Lamanis will be happy with a long 2. This is probably the Perfect shot for a defense to give up. But still, he'd be a bit concerned that it was wide open. Speaking of wide open, CJ Bruton has about a week to shoot it.
A little bit too much time.
A little bit too much time, certainly. 8-point Breakers lead. Dylan, Reichardt showed the screen and just gets another jumper.
They're getting a lot off of that high pick and roll. You know, they're getting guys diving out. You know, that's one thing Gary Wilkinson does bring to the Breakers that Alex Pledger didn't do, is that he can recover back into there. But that time, Dusty realizing that, slipping very, very early, getting that bucket inside.
33-27, 10-point lead, cut to 6. Breakers 2 of 7 from beyond the arc. Cairns Taipans just 1 of 8. Both teams crashing the glass. 6 offensive rebounds apiece. Let's go down and listen to Coach Lamanis.
The hand pressure's starting to die now. If you're tired, let me know. All right, if you can't get the hand pressure right. Ubaka's going one-on-one, keep sitting in there, keep trying to keep in front of you. That's a good job. Got to get that box out. Be son of a bitch on that box out. All right. We're going to talk about the short slip. Hey, the short slip or custodies. I'm out showing his slip on that short slip. Here, work. You go like that low man's still there. So you got to come. If there's absolutely no screen, like go with it.
This is crossway too. I can help. I mean, if he's listening,
Make him try and get a hand from behind. They keep hurting us. We'll go to a hustle for a couple of minutes, but not right now. Our ball here, break pressure, then go ahead and just get, let's go at 2 sides. All right, 2 sides. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
And as we heard Andre Lamanis, you know, saying, hey, if you guys are tired, you know, let me know. Put your hand up in that. Otherwise, you got to get out there. You got to do those things out on defense. They're just getting far too many things easily done on offense.
3:38 left in this first half. Breakers continue a 6-point lead. They threatened to blow this game open in just a couple of phases, but Cairns Taipans have held their head, kept their poise. Abercrombie drops it off to Boucher. Probably should have shot it himself. A little zealous teamwork there from Thomas Abercrombie.
That's a bit unselfish play, but sometimes you have to be selfish, but not on defense. You want that ball out on defense, and that's what Kirk did.
Penny misses the 3. Boucher comes away with it. Penny. And we got to travel. Wonderful defense from the Cairns Taipans.
That was good defense. Lawton keeping his hands straight up as Kirk was going into there, not trying to draw the foul.
So the Taipans have the ball. 3 minutes and 2 seconds to go in this first half. Big game of many runs so far in book.
And we're going to see many more runs. We're not going to expect this to go happen. Both teams really want this badly, and they're going to continue to do what it takes to win this game.
7 to shoot. Ubaka, Dylan shoots a contested 3 over Kirk Penny. Mikavakona skies for that rebound on that bum knee that he has. Another rebound for Mikavakona. Rebound number 4 as Wilkinson posts up the smaller Dusty Reichardt. Gives him a little bump. Speaking of a little bump, Mikavakona stick one in the back of Loughton.
Very, very tough, you know, to get called for that one. You know, got a little bit hand in the back, gave a little bit of a push in that, but that's what he does. He goes out there every single time. He's crashing every single board, trying to get what he get his hands onto. And he's going to come away with a little of those fouls sometimes.
Gave him the forearm shiver. He didn't even see it coming. Lead is still 6. Taipan staring it down at the moment. Would love to close it up. Head into halftime with a lead. Loughton. Great defense, which turned into a foul on Gary Wilkinson, who doesn't agree with the call.
As he won it, you know, it was better defense from the Breakers on that high screen and roll, as we've seen, you know, Mikavakona hedging out really high, getting back. But what they did this time was, as the rolling big guy came down, Gary Wilkinson actually switched on to him to actually meet him, as we can see here.
So Loughton heads to the line.
Oh, even Gary Wilkinson Wilkinson's beard is growing a little bit more now.
Yeah, the close-up suggests that it's getting somewhat thicker.
Even last week, it didn't look like it was there. Looks a little bit devilish.
Loughton hits the first foul shot. Second one is missed, and the Breakers will give it back to the Cairns Taipans. 2 athletic saves coming off Thomas Abercrombie's knee.
You got to be pleased as a coach with the hustle that they're giving out there.
Dylan Boucher checks in the game.
As we see, one good save by Mubaka, and another one by Dorsey, coming off Abercrombie's knee.
Vicona sits down, Boucher's in the game. Jones gives it to Dorsey. Braswell right on him. Reichardt fighting for position on Boucher. Looking at options, fades away instead. And we got whistles. Multiple whistles in the key. And Phil Jones, I believe it is called for the foul, coming over the back of a couple of Breakers. And a referee is indicating he might have grabbed a head.
I think it might have been Kirk's head. Kirk came away, you know, rubbing his head a little bit in that. So, you know, as we said, they're coming out, they're fighting. They're not going to give up anything easy, and they're going to do what it takes to win this game.
Wilkinson stumbled, and Braswell, unfortunately, had let the pass go as Wilkinson was falling to the floor. Braswell will be credited with the turnover, but really it was Wilkinson who got tripped up a little bit, got tangled up with the defender.
It is quite physical out there. A lot of off-ball action, a lot of people bumping, the cutters, everything that what you want to see in a grand final basketball game.
It is do or die in game 3 for these two teams. Anything can happen in 40 minutes. Throw out the stats. Throw out the season record. You come to play, you win the championship tonight. Dorsey turns it over. That is the defense you want to see if you're a Breakers fan.
And that's it. Good defense should lead to good offense.
Paulie Hanari, you have got to be kidding me. What on earth was that? That was vintage Paulie Hanari.
And that's it, you know, this is what he does. You know, he can't shoot the ball very well from deep, but he can take the ball aggressively to the hole and finish.
Under a minute to go as Loughton takes the 3. Reichardt gets the rebound. Who comes away with it? It's Gary Wilkinson.
Another good defensive stop. You want to slow it down a little bit and try to get something. They're looking inside to Gary Wilkinson. A match on Dorsey.
Wilkinson sealed off Dorsey and then ran straight into Loughton, who swears he had his hand straight up in a cylinder. And Wilkinson initiated the contact.
Oh, here we go. Nice defense, cutting the penetrator off, getting his hands onto the ball. And as we see, Paul Hanade giving it all in his final game for the Breakers, wanting to come away with the trophy.
Aaron Fern can't believe it, the Cairns Taipans coach.
You know, when Paulie has a chance to shoot, you know, everyone's like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah. And he could not believe that one actually went in.
Wilkinson misses the first free throw. Drains the second, and Graveau, with that shoulder brace on, checks in for Loughton. He'll take a seat. So a little small, the Taipans have gone. Match up with the Breakers. Abercrombie on Ubaka. Good pressure from the Breakers.
Yeah, this full court pressure is working really, really well. You're not going to get a lot of steals out of the full court pressure.
Phil Jones just picked up another foul. A little bit aggressive on the drive and the kick-out pass, and that is foul number 3.
And as we said, you're not going to get a lot of steals from the full court pressure, but what you want to do is you want to eat up a lot of time on the clock, so that way the offense is going to have to start to rush, try to get into something, try to get a shot.
I guess the upside is that Phil Jones has made all 3 fouls count.
That he has.
Timeout on the floor, 26.2 seconds to go, and the Breakers have an 8-point lead as we're closing out this first half.
You come back as the other guy, all right? When we get up, go into a shake set, all right? Go into a shake set. Kirk in the corner, Paulie, Gary,
36-28, 8-point lead, 26.2 seconds to go. Cairns Taipans aren't getting it done from beyond the arcade book. 1 of 10.
That's not going to cut it out for them. But now as we see the Cairns Taipans, they're trying to put a little full court pressure on there, trying to break the rhythm. You know, in these last 20 seconds of the half, not trying to give the breakers anything easy.
Shot clock differential of 1 second to the game clock. Take right up on Hanare. Goes under the screen. Penny has it. 5 to shoot on the shot clock. Foul on Ron Dorsey. Nice aggressive defense that turned into a personal foul. And that's just Dorsey's first for the game.
Yeah, as we see, Ron Dorsey getting his hands into there. A little bit too aggressive. Kirk Penny, good hands, holding onto the ball, getting the foul.
5.5 seconds to go, and Kirk Penny will go to the line. 5 points for him. All 5 coming in the first half, first quarter.
You don't see Kirk Penny missing too many of those foul shots.
Shooting 72% on the season, Kirk Penny from the free throw line. Breakers 5 of 9 tonight in the first half. 5.5 to go. Full court press. What have the Taipans got? Daniel Dillon gives it to Tate. Tate, run up in the lane. Oh, Lindsay Tate. Hang time in the air and the poise to kiss it off the glass. And the Cairns Taipans cut the lead to 7. And the Breakers will walk off the NSEC floor with a 7-point lead. 37-30, 20 minutes away from an NBL championship. Can the Breakers hold on to this lead, or can the Cairns Taipans steal one on their court?
Play as though no one is watching you. Shout as though no one can hear you. Run as though no one can stop you. And when the season begins, leave nothing but your legacy.
The NRL, Warriors vs Panthers, Sunday live, Sky Sport 2.
Hi, can I borrow some milk?
Just a second.
Just for Men targets only the grey in 5 easy minutes.
Anything else?
Just for Men.
We'll do one last job. First, we're gonna need someone who can blend in.
What else?
Guys who ain't afraid to throw down. 2 precision drivers.
You know we got that.
You're going down, Toretto. Not today.
And his tux keeps him full of life. Fit as a fiddle, sharp as a knife. Tux keeps him full of life. Lean and mean in overdrive. All herd and cattle shift in the mob. With a diesel for the working dog. From Cape Rehanger to the bluff. Only one feed that's good enough. It's Tux keeps him full of life. Fit as a fiddle, sharp as a knife.
At Resine, a little test pot can go a long way to helping you choose a colour scheme. And more test pots than anyone else means more choice at your Resine colour shop.
Whoever wields this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor.
Who are you?
You'll see soon enough. The King's Collection from Burger King presents flame grilled Angus beef, tomato relish, Swiss cheese, and aioli. Oh, mama. The Swiss Steakhouse. Taste just got even better with the King.
It's time to pick something special for Mother's Day from our huge range in store, like Parmesan secateurs. Buy any pair and get a free floral snip worth $16.99. Gift pots of colour from just $6.99. Or give Mum the choice with a Palmer's gift card. Time to go to Palmer's.
Welcome back to the North Shore Event Centre for this Game 3 winner-takes-all grand final between the Breakers and the Taipans, and the Breakers leading 37-30 over the team from Cairns. Dennis Katsanos, a former Tall Black, Ed Boog, and Ed, it's been a Breakers run and then a Taipans run, then a Breakers run and a Taipans run. A lot of ebbing and flowing in this match.
There has been a lot of different flow changes in that, and this is what we're going to expect. You know, this is going to be a game of runs in that, so they're going to keep adjusting to the defense. They're going to keep adjusting their offenses in that, and this is what we're going to expect. We're going to see runs here and there.
Speaking of offense, the Breakers, they've executed a lot better than Game 2, and they are getting some good looks.
Oh, they are getting some really good. They're being aggressive this time, actually taking the ball to the thing. Kirk getting some good looks this time without actually having some hands in there, and they're being aggressive, taking the ball to the basket.
And it's nice to see that they've slowed things down a little bit, but their speed of thought is very quick.
They are. When they're actually making really good choices this time. If the break is on, they're taking it to the basket, and if it's not on, they're actually taking it back, running it the proper offense.
I don't think Andre Lemanis will be disappointed with their energy or their desperation. They've fought for every point they've got, haven't they?
They fought for every little point that they do have. They're coming out with those little hustle points, and that's what you want to see from the Breakers. If they can continue that in the second half, they're going to come away on tops with this game.
Conversely, Ed, the Taipans, they had a bad start, a little bit shell-shocked, and none of their looks, nothing was going down for them.
Nothing was going down too much for them, and they did start it out slow, but you got to expect that. The Breakers are out getting out there. They're closing out well. They're getting hands there. They're bumping people as they're coming into the lane. They're giving nothing easy, and this is what you want.
In terms of some of the officiating, some really, really tough calls going against both teams in this match, hasn't there?
Oh, you got to expect that. They're putting the pressure on. These guys don't want to lose the game of basketball tonight. They really want to go out there, and they're going to give everything they have, and you're going to have some of those calls.
Ed, looking at the stats, the Breakers shooting at a bit of a better clip, but the big one that jumps out is the steal, 7-2.
Oh, the Breakers are out there. As I mentioned earlier, they're getting their hands into the passing lanes. They're getting their hands on a lot of balls, and they're not giving up. You know, they might have turned the ball over on offense, but they're actually hustling back, getting their hands back on defense.
Ed, you mentioned the word adjustments. In terms of adjustments for the Breakers, they seem to be countering. You notice when Cairns go to switch it up or change a bit of D, they're quite happy to counter. They're doing that quite well. What do you think Aaron Fern is saying to the Taipans to try and break that great offense that the Breakers have got in this first half?
Well, they're going to have to do a lot more than that. You know, they're coming out sometimes half-heartedly, if you want to say, you know, when they're closing out. They're giving up far too many things, and when the Breakers are cutting to the basket, they're actually losing sight of these players, and they need to find them early, not to give them anything inside.
Well, it will be history in the making for one of these sides at the moment. The Breakers are in the driver's seat, leading 37 to 30 over the Taipans. Can they hold on to it and create history as the first New Zealand team to win an Australian competition? Find out when we return.
Why are you English so curious about other people's lives?
Your secret's there for me.
We all have chapters we would rather keep unpublished.
Kiwis have been coming to Queensland only to find places like this are still pretty wet.
It is a rainforest, mate. It's been wet for about 100 million years.
Yeah, I knew that.
Visit us today and see why nothing beats Queensland.
My call tonight, Highlanders by 20.
The Highlanders? By 20? Bro.
When have I ever made a bad call?
Bro.
Ah!
Bro. Bro. Crusaders by 5. I'll go over this again.
And his tucks keeps him full of life. Fit as a fiddle, sharp as a knife. Tucks keeps him full of life. Lean and mean in overdrive, all herding the cattle, shifting the mob. With a diesel for the working dog, from Cape Rehanger to the bluff. Only one feed that's good enough. It's Tucks keeps him full of life. Fit as a fiddle, sharp as a knife.
Introducing the new Gillette Series Thermal Face Scrub. Its unique 2-in-1 formula warms up your face with gentle heat, softens your facial hair, and scrubs away oil and dirt, so your face is ready for a close, comfortable shave. New Gillette Series Thermal Face Scrub.
Hey Kiwis, there's never been a better time to come to Queensland, kick back and relax.
Let's chew one of these poor guys.
Visit us today and see why nothing beats Queensland.
Buy a box of Heineken and you could find yourself in a Heineken box at the Rugby World Cup 2011 final. Win this amazing experience for 2 every month until July. See pack for details.
Welcome back to the North Shore Event Centre. Half-time, the Breakers lead. Good news, 37-30. And they're on their feet. Just like they are after half-time in every home game. This one is just that much more special. So much more special. So much riding on tonight's game. The right to be called the champion of the NBL for 2011. The Breakers have never done it. The Taipans have never done it. And we're just 20 minutes away from creating basketball history on the North Shore. Breakers with that 7-point lead. Thomas Abercrombie on screen having a great first half. 7 points here, Book.
7 points, great half, but also look at that 4 steals from Thomas Abercrombie. Really getting out there. He's got those long arms, getting his hands into the passing lane, getting out there, grabbing those steals.
We're underway in the second half. The Taipans ball as Dorsey looking to score in the game and does so easily as he curls around in the key. The 2 points are on Dorsey. He and Ubaka finished the half combined 0 of 7. And that is not production you need from the 2
production. No production at all, but you can't expect that to happen in the second half. Expect them to be very aggressive, taking the ball, taking it upon them shoulders to get something happening for the Cairns Taipans.
Abercrombie missed it with the shot clock winding down. Dusty Reichardt had a great first half for the Taipans. 12 points, 7 boards. Veteran off the bench, stepping up. It's Crosswhite with the reverse layup. Another 2 for the Cairns Taipans. Cut the lead to 3. We're still waiting for a Breakers bucket.
Sorry. As we saw in the first half, the Breakers found it very difficult hitting that little screen and roll on the side and also up on top. And then once again, they're going to have to adjust quickly if they want to stop this.
Wilkinson, no good. Great defense on 3 possessions by the Taipans. 3-point lead. Dillon loses the handle, and we got a foul on Daniel Dillon, the second-year player, as he tackled C.J. Bruden to the floor on the race to the loose ball.
That's when you want to see both players. Good hustle, getting after the ball. You know, good hands on C.J. Both of them entangled as they were going to the ball, and Dillon is the one that got called with the foul.
That's his third. Daniel Dillon, 1 year out of the league last year, and he's back. Won a championship, will be the first player to do it if he's successful tonight with the Taipans to win a championship in his first 2 seasons. Bruton gives the ball to Wilkinson, who just barrels into Ron Dorsey and is inside the defensive circle there underneath the hoop. Ed, you can't take a charge inside that semicircle, can you?
As they call it, the no charge zone, and Dorsey got caught with his feet inside. You know, we like to see that the Cairns Taipans are actually switching a lot on defense. You know, the Breakers are out there running the wheel, getting people coming in and out, and they're just switching everything.
Wilkinson makes the first. Right, first half for him, he was 2 of 8 with 5 points. Puts in the second. Lead is 5 for the Breakers. More full court pressure as Crosswhite breaks it easily, gives it up to Loughton, and he's hammered by Gary Wilkinson right over his shoulder.
In playoff basketball, you want to see an aggressive foul, not giving them nothing easy, and just keeping it clean, and that's what Gary Wilkinson did. Challenged the shot, went for the ball, and that's what you want to see. Got a little bit of head, but that's okay.
Made the slight indication like the unsportsmanlike foul there. Did Loughton. Hits the first. 7 points for the big man, suffering from a groin injury for most of the season. Sweet stroke on the free throws though, and the lead is back to 3 for the Breakers. Taipans just one lead as Penny curls, front ends it. Can't get it to drop Kirk Penny. As Dorsey takes the 3. They're ice cold from deep, 1 of 11. 9%. Ugly shooting from beyond the arc for the Cairns Taipans.
That's a good way of putting it.
Breakers not much better at 2 of 9. Make it 2 of 10.
When you're a bit cold from the outside, you need to be aggressive, taking the ball to the basket, or you got to look to post up. Cairns Taipans got some big units in there, and that's what you want to do. You want to use the guys, kick it in, kick it out, trying to get some easy shots.
Crosswhite off the feed from Loughton, and he couldn't take advantage of shooting over Paulie Hanade. Loughton is guarding Paul Hanade on the side there. Gary Wilkinson just took one on the ribs as well from Loughton as Penny initiated the contact.
Making it very, very difficult for the Breaker shooters. Not giving it anything easy.
And Thomas Abercrombie got caught up with Andy Ubaka. Personal foul on Abercrombie as Pledger checks in the game. Wilkinson sitting down, wincing a little bit, suffering from a bronchial complaint for the last few weeks of the season. And took one where the breathing apparatus is in the human body.
You know, just slipping on that screen, came there, met with Lawton. Lawton gave a good elbow into his ribs, and he really felt that one.
Phil Jones in the game for the Taipans. On Bruton, gives it to Dorsey. 1 on the shot clock, had to get it off. Pledger pulls down a rebound. Number 5 for Alex Pledger. Abercrombie wide open, shoot it, it's on the way. Pledger was held as he crashed the offensive glass by Loughton, And he'll go to the line.
As a shooter, that's what you want to see. You know, a nice look at the basket. Thomas Abercrombie wide open. Just missed it, but big Alex Pledger in the middle, getting his hands onto the rebound and just a little push into the back.
Braswell checks in the game for Paul Henare. Very quiet first half. 0 points for Braswell. 4 turnovers as well.
Not a very productive first half for him, but he is a big-time shooter. He likes to put the ball up. Expect to see a little bit more from him in the second half.
A bit more bulk has just checked in the game with Dean Brebner. Giving up a little bit of height as Lowson takes a seat. So both teams, excuse me, Pledger won't go to the line. Looked like he was tipping that offensive board back in when he was fouled, but they called it on the floor.
Just getting his hands onto his waist.
And Phil Jones has just picked up foul number 4 in the game.
And the crowd's giving it to him. So, and that's what you want. You love to see Phil out there, but you also love to see him on the bench. He's not as effective when he's out there.
Daniel Dillon will check in for Phil Jones. He's on 3 fouls. Breakers 39, Taipans 36. Tentative beginning for both teams in the second half. Bruton puts the ball on the floor. Just ran to all sorts of trouble. Braswell gets it back. Penny wide open 3. Has to have this one, surely. Oh, my goodness. Penny misses another one, and Bruton shoots the 3. He loves it, and he motions to the crowd to get excited.
That's it, and that's what they need. They need to get excited. CJ bringing it. Good 3. Penny still not as hot as he wants to be, but CJ not giving it up, putting it up.
Abercrombie doing the job on Ubaka. Dorsey fades across the lane. Penny comes in, away with it up court. Breakers lead is 6. Dillon on him. Abercrombie likes the matchup on Reichardt. Fades over him. Pledger's in there, in between 2 Taipans. Comes away with the offensive putback. Alex Pledger, a whale of a game. 5 offensive rebounds, 7 for the game, 8 points. He's on his way to a double-double.
Oh, he's doing well. He's doing exactly what he wants to do in that. So he stepped up big time for the Breakers in game 1, and he's continuing here in game 3.
Dorsey and CJ Bruton got tangled up. And CJ Bruton wants the push. He's fired up, and Dorsey.
And we love it, you know, CJ very animate. You know, he's trying to bring some energy. A big three-pointer down the end, trying to get his hands onto the ball here. Thought he had all his hands on all the ball, but it wasn't the case as we see here.
Check out to the left of your screen.
Oh, just into there.
Dorsey with a gentleman's elbow. Missing everything. Brebner has Vicona on him, who's checked in the game. On-ball pressure is excellent from the Breakers in this game. Ubaka with all the tricks in the book. Dillon, nice defense from Bruton. Ubaka wide open, 3 is no good. The horror night continues. Faende Ubaka, and we have a foul, a loose ball foul at that. Ubaka, none for 5 from the field.
Not a very good game from him. You know, he's a bit of an emotional player. Once he gets up and going, he's very hard to play right now, but the Breakers are not allowing him to get going at all.
Ubaka was 4 of 17 in game 2, 0 of 7 in Cairns from beyond the arc. And the woeful shooting continues. He's 0 for 3 tonight from beyond the arc. And the Taipans need more production from their backcourt.
That's their last scores. That's the way they score. Hey guys, I want to run L or inverts or reverse circles. L or invert or reverse circles. All right? We're not going to turn into just playing one-on-one all day. We ain't going to win like that. All right? L or reverse or invert. All right? Come on. Come on, boys. Come on. Get up. Get the ball up.
Trans on the fly. Keep running, and then some shakes. And then some shakes. All right, here we go. Aggressive at the rim. 1, 2, 3.
And as we see C.J. Bruton trying to get this crowd up and going with a huge three here in the corner. And here we see Alex Pledger having a monstrous game inside, putting the pressure on the Cairns Taipans bigs.
C.J. Bruton stepping up, 8 points, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. And Alex Pledger has the opportunity to close in on that double-double as he's at the line.
And he's doing it very well. Had a little chat to him before the game, and he was pumped. He was so focused and ready to go for tonight's game.
Misses the second. Who comes down with it? Penny. He got hammered, but Mikavakona came down with it, and he traveled, moved his feet as he went to the floor. Taipans ball. 45-36, low-scoring game again. If you're worried about the shooting percentages, don't worry about the scoring, just look at the defense. It has been amazing tonight, as it was in game 2. Again, Crosswhite, can't believe it. Wonderful defense from Kevin Braswell. He's a bowling ball of a man from Baltimore. And look at this, just got on the big man's way.
This is what the Breakers have been doing so well tonight, disrupting everything that the Cairns Taipans have been trying to do.
Played for Georgetown in the NCAA's. 8 all-time in US college basketball with steals. The Hoya getting it done defensively tonight as he loses the handle, is tripped. And Dillon just picked up his 4th foul.
That's big for Cairns Taipans. You didn't want to see that. Dillon, you know, is a bit of a spark for the Cairns Taipans. As we see Kevin Braswell is taking the ball to the thing. Just got a little bit of a hip into there, leaned into him.
Did not have a great night in the first game to Daniel Dillon, and he'll sit down with 4 fouls at the North Shore Event Centre. That is a defensive blow for the Cairns Taipans. He sits down with 7 points, but the physicality and the intensity he brings gives the Breakers trouble. Extends the lead to 11. 4:30 to go in this 3rd quarter.
Breakers with the swarming defense, really getting out there, putting it in there.
Dorsey, he can't get it from deep. Will he go again? Gives it to Tate, who's in the game. Tate left alone. Shreds it. Lindsay Tate stepping up off the bench. Big bucket at the end of the first half. And a bucket here gives them 4 points. Lead is 9 for the Breakers. Braswell, step back. 3 on the way. In and out. Crosswhite has it. Looking for a guard and gives it to Ubaka. Played his college ball in California, San Francisco.
Cairns Taipans trying to get that high screen roll that worked so well for them.
Oh my goodness, Andy Ubaka is so off tonight, it is ridiculous. It's right up, came away with the long rebound and he can't get it to drop. Ubaka's going to have to contribute from other aspects of the game. He really controls the tempo so well for this Taipans team. As Penny curls, he's hit, and he's going to the line to shoot 3 free throws.
And that's big, and that is big for the Breakers to get things going. Kirk Penny curling off that screen down low, coming in there. And Ron Dorsey just a little bit too aggressive, making contact with Kirk on the shot.
And then I do believe that is Ron Dorsey's 3rd foul. So Dylan Jones with 4, Loughton and Dorsey with 3 foul troubles for Aaron Fern. And Fern is motioning for a timeout. And he wants it. Before Penny got the ball, he didn't get it. Penny makes the first. Abercrombie's going to check in for Kirk Penny. Sanari's in the game. Misses the second. A lot of experience and defense on that bench for the Taipans, and a lot of foul trouble as well. Penny makes 2 of 3. And we have a timeout for the Taipans. And the Breakers with an 11-point lead. Low-scoring affair, 49-38. It's another titanic defensive struggle. And the Taipans, Aaron Fern, needs someone to step up. First half, Dusty Reichardt was the man, 12.7 rebounds. Who's it going to be for the Taipans?
And that's one thing that they actually are missing. They're actually missing someone who's going to step up, take control, and run this team, because they are struggling from the outside. And they're going to need to have something start to go.
Dorsey, Ubaka combined 1 of 15 from the floor. Let's go down to the timeout. Aaron Fern.
Transition. Stay with that. Get some easy hoops. On makes, I want to go shakes. Lindsay, you come off the on ball. Gonna have Inde and Ron in the corners. Dusty, I want you to be the screener. Ian, you hook people up. Dusty, get on the ribs. Lindsay, come off of the hard show, pull out of the corner. Still got the post feed. Their rotations underneath will be poor. You know what I'm saying? All right.
And as we see here, you know, the big guys from the Cairns Taipans doing a little bit of work. Dusty Reichardt having a good game so far, giving them a little bit of something to go with, but they're going to need someone else to step up here in this third quarter and fourth if they're going to want to come away with the victory. The Breakers continue with this full court pressure. Mika out there, hands open wide, trying to put some pressure onto the thing, taking away the shot clock and making them run their offense quickly.
Dusty Reichardt's career high of 44 points is against the New Zealand Breakers. Taipans have only scored 38 here in the third quarter. As Paulie Hanare just wants that championship so badly, comes up with that steal. What a night it will be for Paulie Hanare if the Breakers win and they come away with the title. As Vicona drops it off. Gary Wilkinson, the softest of touches.
Oh, nice little soft touch from Gary Wilkinson. You know, Mika playing unselfish basketball, hitting the Gary as he's cutting to the basket.
13-point lead for the Breakers. Tate gives it to Crosswhite. Reichardt was cutting. Dorsey, long two. Ron Dorsey hits a big shot that silences the crowd. He's 2 of 9 in the game.
As we know, he can light it up when he tries.
Oh, my goodness! Mika Vicona with the tomahawk dunk of a gorgeous pass.
And that's very, very difficult, you know, when you're trying to come back from a deficit, to give up something that easy that's going to ignite this crowd once again.
Ubaka gives it to Tate. Tate for 3. The shooting woes continue from deep as Reichardt picks up the foul. And Gary Wilkinson is pumped.
And there we go.
Smashing his chest.
We haven't seen that in a little while, and it's good to see. It still looks like Gary's a little bit, you know, as we see Mika just absolutely finishing that slam dunk, which we love to see, sparking the crowd in that. But we haven't seen, you know, too much energy from Gary, so it's actually quite nice to see him pumping that chest, trying to get himself into this game.
So 5 team fouls already for the Taipans, an accumulation of personal fouls. After 5, you shoot. Wilkinson has 10 for the game. 4 rebounds. He signals to the crowd. He's pumped as well. First year as a Breaker. He's 28 years old as Braswell picks up the foul in the backcourt. Tried to strip Lindsay Tate.
Good aggressive defense, close to an 8-second call here as we see a good double team. This is what you want to see as a coach. That's what coaches say, not to get trapped there as soon as you get over half court in that corner. Very deadly spot for a double team to come.
Ron Dorsey from Detroit, Michigan gives it to Lindsay Tate. 10 to shoot. Ubaka. Braswell on him. Tate gives it to Crosswhite. Up fake. 3 on the way. Oh, in Crosswhite. The center stretching the defense and hitting the 3.
That's it, hitting the big 3. A little bit of an up fake as we watch the birdies go flying by and finishing it with a nice 3.
Braswell didn't want the 3 and has Crosswhite on him. Wants to go one-on-one with the big man. Braswell, all sorts of footwork going on. Gets to the cut easy. And Kevin Braswell finishes with the left hand.
Good recognition from Braswell, recognizing that he had the taller player on him, taking it to the basket and finishing it nicely.
That cross-white three, just the second in the game for the Taipans, shooting 2 of 18 from deep. Ubaka amongst a lot of breakers and kisses it off the glass for a nice runner. 57-45, breakers lead. Closing out the third quarter, 30 seconds to go. Paulie Henare looks at it, 8 seconds to shoot. Braswell double teamed. Paulie's open, he's gonna have to put it up. It's a layup. Shot clock went off and he got it off just in time. 12 to shoot. Might have been an over and back, no whistle though. Loughton needs to give it to somebody. 7 to shoot for the Taipans. Lindsay Tate has it. Now it's Ubaka, 3 to shoot. Here comes a 3. Front of the rim. Nice defense from the breakers to close out that third quarter. And they have a 12-point lead. As Paul Henare is on his haunches. They are stuffed here in the third quarter, and they are running on empty, and they can see that championship coming their way. They lead 57-45.
Yeah, they definitely can see that championship coming to their way. Somebody from Cairns has got to step up. You know, nothing's really happening positively for them. And, you know, we're going to see who's going to have to do it. You know, as a coaching staff from Cairns Taipans just had a word with Ubaka by himself, just trying to get something going for themselves.
So the Taipans scored 15 in that quarter. The New Zealand Breakers 20. They lead 57-45. And they don't want us to hear what they have to say. And Aaron Fern has put away the whiteboard. Now he's just talking to them man to man.
And sometimes that's what you have to do. You know, doesn't matter what he draws up, things ain't going to happen. You just got to have a man heart talk to him.
Keep disrupting, but be smart with it, all right? If he's low and slow, go. If he's not, just fake with it and come back, okay? Offensively, Trans is good. Trans Quicks has been very good. All right, we've got a shot right here. His second cutter. Go ahead and be aggressive on the rim, and then we can go and place from there, okay? Hey, run Trans Quick. I'm going to stop the screen. Greg's coming off, then I'm coming off second. If he doesn't have the shot, I'm coming off it. So it's going to be CJ, here, Kirk, KB. All right. You want me to you're setting this, but slip early. All right, slip early and wide. Mika, so we've got CJ and you going together. Work Kirk, you're coming out here. Work, you got that catch. And then you got C looking. On that initial, just have a look at that. Mix, all right, just look at your step through. Otherwise, go here, post in. Keep being aggressive at the basket. Get in the bonus. Keep getting in the bonus. Play the defense and we go. 1, 2, 3.
Lynn Brown, Super City Auckland, watching our super team closing out the season with a mighty defensive effort. The Cairns Taipans 18 of 50 from the floor, 36%. The Breakers 20 of 49 as Kevin Locke, New Zealand Warrior, looks on. You get a great view of the North Shore Event Centre in all its glory. It's never had a crowd like this. Maybe the only time, 2001, when the Tall Blacks took apart the Boomers to head to the World Championships. But right now, the Breakers are looking to become the first New Zealand club in Australasian competition to win a title. And we're just 9.5 minutes away from doing it. Have the Taipans got something in them? Braswell, front rims a 3. Body's flying for the rebound. And Braswell will control it.
And this is what you want to do. You know, if you get an offensive rebound, pull it back out and make them play defense. That's the last thing they want to do right now, trying to cut into this deficit.
Beautiful pass from Gary Wilkinson. Splits the double team, and Mika Vakona finishes it off. Vakona has 8 points as Reichardt drops it in. 14 points for Dusty Reichardt.
Reichardt doesn't want to give this one up too easily to the Breakers. He's going to try to do everything he can to get them back into front.
Braswell, Vakona, Wilkinson, Bruton and Penny on the floor for the Breakers. As Braswell Wanted to hit the cutting. Gary Wilkinson just a little bit too high and a little bit too strong. On the floor for the Taipans, Loughton, Ubaka, Daniel Dillon with his 4 fouls. Dusty Reichardt. Ron Dorsey.
A lot of screens happening with the game. Taipans trying to get somebody open.
Dorsey contested 3. Air ball. Reichardt tried to save it and gave it to Vukona. Ron Dorsey forcing it. He's 2 of 10. Kirk Penny gives it to Vukona after he faked the 3. Quick spin move. Nice defense from Ron Dorsey. And Loughton came away with it. Vukona picks himself up off the floor. Reichardt has it in the post. Penny on him. Steps through, fades away. Will he get the roll? No. Wilkinson with the rebound. The big man crashing the glass.
Good defensive possessions from both teams the last couple of times up and down the floor.
Check out the quickness from Mika Vukona as he blows the dunk. And he is angry at himself.
You know, that was there for him for his taking. Just didn't get up high enough to put it over the rim.
No one moving for the Cairns Taipans on offense. Just 1 in, 4 out. As Ubaka, it's a lot of one-on-one movement at the moment. As Mika Vukona with the help defense. And Ubaka caught one in the grill, and he's 1 of 10. Poor shooting night for the imports from the Taipans. Not a great time to have a game like this. And Wilkinson is hit, and he'll go to the line.
First foul we've seen in a while. You know, the referee's allowing him to play a little bit, trying to get something going. And that was a good aggressive move for Gary Wilkinson to take it to the basket. Now he's going to the line for 2 shots. A very aggressive move, taking it in. And Dorsey just coming across the arms.
So Gary Wilkinson steps to the line. 2 shots for him.
Good game from Gary Wilkinson so far. You know, a lot better than what we had in game 2. 12 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Doing a little bit of everything out there.
Makes both. Alex Fletcher checks in for him. Good start to the 4th quarter for Wilkinson, and Aaron Fern wants to talk about it. Timeout on the floor. Paul Hanare, arms in the air, willing on this crowd. 7:27 to go on the 4th, and Paul Hanare has 1 hand on the trophy. Still plenty of time for Aaron Fern and the Taipans to make something happen. Does he have a plan? Let's find out.
When we have dribble penetration, you've got to keep moving to get to receiver spots. We're getting a little bit just ball watching. Get yourself involved by cutting to the basket. Receiver spots. Postman underneath. All right. Got to be ready for Dice here. Dice. Shakes. Dusty screen on the rim. Al, if you're open, shoot it. If not, get into the 45.
So the Breakers, 61-47. First game ever for them was in 2003, the 1st of October. And they've come all the way to this point, April 29th. The date for destiny for this Breakers team. Paul Hanare was there from the very beginning, and he's been here since day 1. How sweet would it be for him to go out a champion in game number 250? 7:27 to go in the 2011 season. Hanare picking up full court on Ubaka. Doing what he's done countless times. Fletcher. It's crossed over by Ubaka and Reichardt. Looked like he lost the ball out, but the Taipans will get the ball on the baseline.
Cairns doing a really good job recognizing, you know, Alex Fletcher's back out on the floor, using Dusty Reichardt as a screen and roll. Alex doesn't have the quick feet to try to keep up with Ubaka, and he's trying to take it aggressively to the rim.
Dorsey wants something to happen. And he is just ice cold for the game. 2 of 11, but both got 1 of 11. A horror night for the Cairns Taipans.
He's the one that might want this game back, but there's no chance of getting this one back for him. There's still plenty of time on the clock. It's only a 14-point lead with 6:50 left on the clock. If they can continue to play some good defense, you know, they can slowly chip away at this lead and get themselves back into this game. As we see, you know, the pistol coming back on for Phil Jones, who can actually help spark this Taipans team.
Kirk Kenny just kicked the foot out there and grazed the sidelines, so that is a turnover. The Cairns Taipans have the ball. Phil Jones can get things done for the Taipans if he gets hot. A little bit strong by Reichart. Dorsey drops it off to Loughton, scrambling for the ball. Ron Dorsey got his hand on it last, and the Breakers will have it. They're on their feet at the North Shore Event Centre. They can feel it.
Paulie is trying to do everything he can to bring this one on home. Hustling out there on defense and running the show for them on offense. He's doing a great job for his final game as a breaker.
Kenny with Dorsey on him. Quiet night for Kirk Kenny. 8 points in the 4th quarter. Mikavakona. He's hit across the arm as he drove. Aaron Fern doesn't like the call.
They just don't know what to do out there right now. They're trying a bit of everything. The Breakers making really good, smart decisions on offense, finding the open men with a little bit of an extra pass.
Alex Loughton just picked up foul number 4 as Mikavakona will shoot 2 from the line. 61-47, 14-point lead for the Breakers.
The Cairns Taipans don't need to rush anything. As we've mentioned before, there's plenty of time left on the clock. They just got to come down there and have some smart decisions on offense.
Mikavakona sits down with 9 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 bum knee.
He's having a great game once again. The intensity that he brings, you know, you would love to have them on your team.
A lot of guys in the league would pick Mikavakona first if they had to pick a team like what you would at primary school. Giving it all for this New Zealand Breakers team. He's already won a championship in 2009 with the South Melbourne Dragons. Boucher in the game. Bruton, fall-away 3. Ice cold blood in his veins.
That's it. He's back on the floor, coming up with a big shot.
The coolest temperament in the team. CJ Bruton has a flair for the big moments. It's Pledger gets the loose ball, and Abercrombie try to get around Dorsey. Bruton, another one. Oh, yes! CJ Bruton, you have got to be kidding me. Back-to-back threes. Timeout, Cairns.
Oh, great shooting from CJ, coming off and sparking the New Zealand Breakers into this great lead of 19 points. 21 points, actually.
Shoot it over Dusty Reichart. Why not? Raises the arms in the air. Such a sweet stroke. And they left him alone. And he buried it.
Oh, it was great. Alex Pledger doing a great job running the floor, actually drawing the defense in there for CJ to be wide open. And we got Mikavakona and the whole New Zealand Breakers bench up in arms, just ready to go. They know how huge this is and what this actually means to New Zealand.
That's there, it's there. All right? If it's not, make a good lead off the elbow. Offensively, when we get still run. Don't walk up the floor. Keep running the track. It's through. 1, 2, 3. Keep beating.
The Breakers treating their fans to a 21-point lead, and perhaps on the cusp of something special. And CJ Bruton, he's done it so many times to the Breakers, and teams like Brisbane and Sydney, he's come in and just killed them with his daggers. Finally, it's paying off signing him, signing Penny, getting guys like Wilkinson and keeping guys around like Paul Henare.
They've had a great mix, and this is something that they've been building for over the last couple of years, and it's actually starting to pay off for them.
Dorsey to inbound it. Loughton up high, Boucher on him, 9 to shoot. Puts it on the floor, Rijkaard, it's a 2. A little long. Abercrombie pulls down another board. Rebound number 8 for the swingman, 7 points as well. Nice night for him. Boucher gives it to the curling Henare. Bruton has it. Bruton, you're kidding me, not another one.
Why not? He's hot.
The roof will be blown off. And Abercrombie pulls down another board. Number 9. His third offensive rebound. It's got a little bit cold. Still a 21-point lead. Ubaka wants to make something happen. Does make something happen with a sweet move around Bruton and over the top of the extension of Alex Pledger. Ubaka just 5 points in the game. 4 minutes, 6 seconds away. As Bruton front ends it, tries to get his rebound, falls to the floor, tries to take down Ubaka. Oh, and poor Henare went at Alex Loughton like a terrier.
He's out there, he's trying to do what he can do. He's a little pit bull, as you mentioned, and he's going to do what it takes. You know, a great standing ovation for Paul Henare coming out of the game.
Lamanis rotates the bench. 4 changes. Boucher, Penny, Wilkinson, and Braswell are on. They stay with Abercrombie, who's on Dorsey. As Abercrombie tried to move the feet as quick as he could. He's called for the personal foul. Cairns still looking to crack the fitty. 68-49. 19-point lead.
It's been a long night, but you got to, contribute a lot of that to the New Zealand Breakers defense. Once again, they've stepped up. They've made it very, very difficult for anything to flow nicely for the Cairns Taipans. And now they got to revert to a bit of one-on-one action, and that's still not working for them.
Aaron Fern didn't want them just to ball watch and have a look at a teammate trying to go one-on-one. It's Grabo and Boucher, the veterans banging underneath the hoop. But Andy Ubaka, a night to forget. Hopefully it'll be a night to remember for the Breakers. As Penny drives, stripped though. Speaking of being stripped, Dylan Boucher thought he got Phil Jones clean, picked his pocket, but he's called for the personal foul. And Dylan Boucher will pick up his third.
That's it. As we said, he gets his hands in the mix of everything. That time he didn't come away with it, but that's the kind of pressure that they've been putting on the Cairns Taipans all game long, and has made it difficult. As you mentioned, Andrew, only 49 points in almost a full game of basketball. Great defense from the Breakers.
Ubaka again trying to make it happen. Rijkaard kicks it out to Grabo. Grabo with a 3. 2 of 24 from deep. 8% for the Taipans. An exercise in futility from deep. 68-49, the score stays. 2.5 to go as Jones blocks Wilkinson from behind.
The Breakers just slowing it down, just trying to use as much clock as they can.
Ubaka is checked by Boucher, drive into the hole. And Dylan Boucher will sit down with his 4th personal foul. Mika Fakona will step into the game.
As Dylan knows, with a bit of a fist pump up in the air and a big hug for Paul Henare, he knows of what they've achieved this year. It's absolutely fantastic for the New Zealand Breakers.
Ubaka brings the 50 up for the Cairns Taipans. Lamanis wanted multiple guys in double figures. He's got 2 at the moment, 14 for Bruton, 13 for Wilkinson. The 2 guys like Pledger and Bukona on 9, Penny on 8. Kurt Penny hasn't scored in this 4th quarter. He's on the floor with Braswell, Wilkinson, Abercrombie and Bukona. 10 to shoot. Nice defense from Aaron Grabo as Penny lost the handle. Grabo holds it up, gives it to Jones. 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes for the Breakers to hold on to this lead. As Bukona pulls down the board, and the New Zealand Breakers fans will rise to their feet and will crown a brand new champion in the IINet NBL Championship. It is going to be a historic night here in Auckland as Braswell turns the ball over. Number 6 on the night, not a great night with the ball as Jones misses a long J. A minute 24 to go. The Taipans fans sitting down, arms folded. They're about to witness something they probably don't want to. A minute 14. Penny, 7 to shoot. Everyone's ball watching. Penny steps through on the 3. Drills it. 11 for Kirk Penny. Oh, that'll be a relief in the second half for him.
That just seals the deal there. What a great game the New Zealand Breakers have played. Come out there, control the tempo right from the get-go. Made it difficult.
As Jones rattles in the 2, and he'll go to the line. Bill Jones, if anyone wants to spoil this party, it's him.
Oh, he definitely wants to spoil the party. A little bit of a consolation prize for him, you know, getting that and 1. And the crowd is just getting louder and louder.
Dean Vickerman gives Gary Wilkinson the hug. He checks out. Kurt Penny checks out. Mika Bukona checks out. What a season it has been.
And maybe this will quiet a lot of the critics that the Breakers have faced this year, you know, saying that they're not that complete team. You know, but what better way to quiet them than winning the NBL champion?
Jones misses the free throw. It's an 18-point lead. They're popping the party poppers already. 40 seconds away. BJ Anthony in the game. It is loud in the North Shore Event Centre. Loose ball, Bloxham has it. What a nice moment for him with his mentor on the court, Paul Hanare with him.
And it's good that Andre Lamanas had a chance to get some of these young development players onto the court because this is a huge, huge game to be involved in.
It certainly is. 18 points is a deficit, but the only thing that matters is the number 1. It's the first championship for the Breakers. As Dorsey misses the 3. Has another go, misses another, and that has summed up the Cairns Taipans night. And they've done it. That is it. The Breakers, they've broken through 8 seasons of heartache, near misses and frustration, and have won the right to call themselves the 2011 NBL champions. Such a special moment for Paul Hanare. He's been through it all. So's Dylan Boucher. He left, he came back, and the Breakers are celebrating on their own court. What a moment for friends, family, and fans. The Breakers are champions, and I think Alex Pledger has a look of disbelief. He can't quite realise the moment. It is a wonderful moment. just fantastic.
That man, Paul Hanade and Dylan Boucher, they know what the moment's all about. What a great way to finish the season for Paul Hanade.
Andre Lemanis, a special moment for him. If anyone's had their share of critics, it's been him.
He's come away with a lot. You know, a lot of people doubting what he was trying to do with the breakers, and this is what it's proved, you know, to be the champions this year.
Dylan Boucher killing the Taipan. That is Kevin Braswell's arm, and they unite as one. A beautiful moment for Paul Hanare and his teammates. Let's go down to Dennis Katsanos, who has
CJ, you're going to be running out of fingers fairly soon. This is your 4th championship. How does it compare to the others?
Hey, this is special. Hey, I'm going to hold this one so closely to my heart. I'm going to guard this one. Great atmosphere. Again, hey, these boys have played hard all year long. Hey, the doubt is out there. We got it done. Hey, when we say believe, you better believe. But again, it was a great effort from Cairns. They played great. Hey, they put on a great display of basketball for the whole, not only for just this series, but the whole year. They've been playing good basketball. Hey, they got good chemistry. It was a great effort.
I was reading in the paper, Coach Lemanis said you guys dropped your energy and your desperation in game 2. It didn't look like any of that was missing in this game. I don't think you were going to give up anything tonight. Would that be fair to say?
I think we rushed everything. And even tonight, we did a similar thing again. In certain plays, we rushed stuff. Just trying to take advantage. We think that we got mismatches. Everyone's eager to score, and let's get this game going. Hearts are racing. Hey, it's what happens in basketball like this.
CJ, I know you played with some incredible players with the Boomers and through your career, but winning this one for someone like Paul Hanade, how does that feel for you?
I can only express from my heart, because being an Australian and playing here with all the Kiwis, hey, I found a different kind of respect. I found a lot of love for these guys, not only for them, but for the community and for the Breakers. Hey, this is a loving organization. They give everything. Everything that they say, they do. And not many clubs can say that, and they know who they are. So I think this is a blessing for me and my family to be here, and I appreciate everything they've done. I'm just glad I was a part of something special here in New Zealand.
Say it with me, CJ. Champions. Champions. Say it with me. Champions.
Hey, number 1. Pop. Hey, I love you, man. This one's for you. I'm out.
What a game from CJ Bruton. Let's hear from our Gary Wilkinson.
Gary, I don't know if you can hear me, but tell me, how big is winning this championship tonight?
I couldn't enjoy it until now. It's been tremendous. I mean, these guys are such hardworking guys. I couldn't think of a more deserving group. They're the best teammates. I love every minute here. So I mean, I can't even express how happy I am and how glad I am for this team and how hard they've worked over the years.
Gary, tonight you guys look like you played with an energy of desperation. You were never going to lose it, were you?
No. I mean, the mindset was we were going to come in with just every ounce we had and leave it all on the floor. And it was a grinded out game. It had to be won on the defensive end, and I think we did that.
Does anyone know you're a bit unwell during the week? That bronchitis, it keeps bothering you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I can't kick it, but it doesn't matter now. I mean, I can't feel anything. I just feel good, so that's over and done with.
Okay, after the semis, you kind of dissed me a little bit. You said you were going home to celebrate with your wife. What's happening tonight? You must be partying with the boys.
I'm going out with the boys for sure. I'll bring the wife along now.
All right, congratulations, Gary. Well done, mate.
Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
Gary Wilkinson. Good night for him, 13 points, 6 rebounds. He has been battling a little bit of illness, but he's right, Ed Book. Defense wins championships, and defense is what they played tonight.
What a great display of defense that they had. Not many people knew that Gary Wilkinson was in the hospital this year, this week, actually trying to fight this thing. He's pulled away. He's got the fire back into him. And there goes the man right there, Paul Hanade.
Let's go down to Dennis, who is Paul Hanade.
Paul, mate, is there any better way to retire?
Come here, mate. Not a chance. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this, does it? I've said it to everyone else I've spoken to already, but been through so much with these guys right here, my brothers. We've been through for the last decade and more with some of these guys. And just so happy to be able to do it for them, so happy to do it for the people of New Zealand sport. great club. The Breakers are going to be here for a long, long time, buddy, I'm telling you.
Paul, when we came out here in game 1 against the 36ers, you guys won by 1 point. Did you think it would take you this long to pick up the championship?
It seems like so long ago. I mean, 34, 5 games, whatever it was. It does seem like a long time ago. Good. They say good things take time, and it doesn't get much better than this.
Now, last time I said to you, when you guys won in the regular season, you won the semi-finals, I said the mic is yours, you can say whatever you want. I've got to do that again. You're retiring after all. Anything you want to say to anyone, it's all yours, mate.
Always give a shout out to my family. I love you so much. Maddie and Jackson, wherever you are, I love you guys. I miss you. Just want to say thanks to Under Armour and N1, who've been with them for over 10 years. John Da Silva, Sam Cullen, Frankie Mulvihill, thank you so much for your support over the years. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for that opportunity.
Paul, this is from all in New Zealand, mate.
Not only has he won his first NBL championship, but he's got another hug from Dennis Katsanos. A night to remember for all of them, though. Fantastic night. Dylan Boucher, another defensive effort from him. Dennis, down to you, mate.
Dylan, we spoke during the week. I said to you, how are the boys feeling after game 2? And you said, mate, we're going to come out here and smash them. And you did just that, didn't you?
Yeah, that was the plan. We wanted to get back on our home court. We were disappointed with not finishing off up in Cairns. We wanted to get on our home court and finish in front of our loyal fans. They packed this place out and had this place rocking. That's exactly what we did.
I must admit, I thought your preparation for this Game 3 decider was really cool. Most guys would sit and relax. Your routine was to bath the girls, then come down for shoot-around.
Yeah, you got to take care of family first. They're always number one. And they're here celebrating with me, and it's awesome.
Dylan, look, for you, you were here that very first game. I asked Paul Henry the same thing. What does it feel like 8 years on for you to win a second championship?
Oh, man, I tell you what, winning it for a New Zealand club in New Zealand is an awesome feeling. It was great in Brisbane too, but it's pretty special winning in front of your home fans.
What do you do with the championship ring? Like, you know, you hear people put them in funny places. Do you wear them and stuff?
No, I don't wear them. They look too much like a pimp. So I just put it on a shelf and let it get some dust on it and just look at it every now and then.
You better go get your trophy, mate. Sorry, bud.
All right, let's go down to the trophy presentation. This will be a special moment. Let's join 1HD's Steve Carfino.
Welcome to all our viewers in New Zealand and Australia. The very first championship by a New Zealand team on Australian soil in the history of Australian competitions, the New Zealand Breakers. To help with the presentation, please join me in welcoming to the stage Basketball Australia CEO Larry Singstock. The chair of the National Basketball League Commission, Bruce Spengler. And representing the official sponsor of the NBL from IINet, Avaisa Nawata. What a fantastic series. I know all of you here in New Zealand wanted to see your Breakers sweep it in 2, but what a gallant effort. Please put your hands together for the resilience of the Cairns Taipans. Now I'd like to welcome to the microphone Mr. Bruce Spengler.
Thank you, Steve. As chairman of the NBL Commission, I'd like to thank everyone here today for supporting not just your club, but also the league. I'd also like to take a moment to thank our league partners, without whose support the NBL just wouldn't be in such the strong position that it is now. Thank you in particular to our naming rights partner IINet, represented here today by Elisha Nosawa. Thanks also to Centrebet, Spalding, And One, Virgin Blue and OAMPS. All of our partners have shown they are committed to helping the NBL achieve long-term success, and have no doubt this season has been a stunning success for the NBL. Our regular season game attendance is up 12%. Our internet traffic has grown by almost 50%, and our TV viewership has tripled over last year. That last figure, of course, is largely due to NBL's return to Australian free-to-air television this season, and we thank 1HD and the TET Network for their outstanding support of our game. Thanks also to Sky Sport in New Zealand, who have beamed this series into the homes of an ever-growing number of NBL fans right here. In closing, let me congratulate all of our 9 clubs for their efforts this season, but in particular the Cairns Taipans and New Zealand Breakers for showcasing our sport so well during this fantastic series. Thank you.
Thanks, Bruce. Now, New Zealand, I'd like you to give a warm welcome to the opposing coach of the Cairns Taipans, as well as their supporters up there in the corner, the Orange Army. Their head coach, Aaron Fern. Their captains, Ian Crosswhite and Alex Loughton. What a great job they've done all year. Started off the season in great form. Hit a bit of a slide in the middle, but against all the critics, won a huge game down by 15 in Adelaide on the road. Came back in the fourth quarter. A must-win game against the Wollongong Hawks, put themselves in a position to make the playoffs. Not only did they make noise, they forced the best team in the competition throughout the year to a Game 3 in dramatic fashion. Now I'd like to ask their coach, Aaron Fern, to introduce the roster.
Firstly, congratulations to the Breakers. I mean, they've had a phenomenal season. Look, to go 22-6 is an amazing effort, and we're pretty much the dominant team throughout the season. The crowd here tonight in the series has been phenomenal, so definitely congratulations to you guys on your support for your team. To our guys, I'm extremely proud of your efforts this season and how far we've come from Game 1. I mean, 2 years ago, we weren't even in the league. To get to this point is pretty special, and definitely very, very proud. Extremely proud of Cairns, the Cairns Taipans organisation, the work that they've put in, our board, the office, and the fans. The fans in Cairns are amazing. So thank you all those fans back in Cairns. And thank you very much to everybody that came tonight from Cairns. So thank you. I'll let Alex Loughton just say a few words, but lastly, again, guys, congratulations on your championship. Look forward to the battles next season. Thank you.
First and foremost, congratulations to the Breakers. It's a fantastic effort all season. they're about building a winning culture, and they've Coach Lemanis has certainly done a great job of that, and that will continue on in the next few years. I'm extremely proud of my boys, the way that we fought out this season. We're building a culture of our own, and we'll be around the next few years, don't worry about that. We'll continue to work hard. We've got great fans, and also on behalf of all the boys, we'd like to thank our wives and girlfriends who have put up with us all throughout the season and look after the kids and everything, and they've done a great job just supporting us behind the scenes, so we really thank them for that. Thanks again. You know, we took a hit tonight. We laid it all out there though, and like I said, I'm proud of these guys, and we'll be back next year. I'll leave it up to Coach to introduce our boys. Thanks.
I'll take that, Aaron. You've worked hard enough during the series. Put your hands together for one of the best point guards this competition has seen, Allende Ibaka. An outstanding addition, and welcome back to New Zealand, Lindsay Tate. The man responsible for sending this series to a third game, Ron Dorsey. The only player that has been on the Cairns roster since the beginning, back in 2000, Aaron Gribot. One of the captains had a career year this year, Ian Crosswhite. One of the league's most improved players, Daniel Dillon. New Zealand international, Phil Jones. An upcoming star that got hot in Game 2, Dean Brebner. A man fought through injuries all year long with his groin, Alex Loughton. And the garbage man, one of my favorite players, came off the bench and ignited the Cairns Taipans, Dusty Reichard. This year's runners-up, your Cairns Taipans.
I'll relieve Steve of his duties. Just the coaching staff, Mick Downer. Brad Burden. Grant Spencer. And our strength and conditioning coach, Jason Kerfurst. Okay, thank you, everybody.
Put your hands together once again for the runners-up. 2011 INET NBL Championship season, the Cairns Taipans. Next up is an award that's going to be very difficult to make. But to present the award is Basketball Australia CEO Larry Sengstock, the Larry Sengstock Medal, and it's because he has won 5 championships of his own. Please welcome to the podium, Larry Sengstock.
Thank you, Steve. Now, on behalf of Basketball Australia and the NBL, can I extend our congratulations to both teams. To the Cairns Taipans, irrespective of today's result, this has been a truly remarkable season for your club, and I really congratulate you. If ever proof was needed that the Taipans community ownership model has been a success, then the sold-out stadium on Sunday was definitely tribute to that. The turnaround for your club over the past 2 seasons is nothing short of phenomenal. And the support that you've been given, and the support up in the crowd today, and the support last week was terrific from the Orange Army. Congratulations, Cairns. To the new NBL champions, the New Zealand Breakers. It's got a fantastic ring to it. There is no doubt that the Breakers are worthy NBL champions this season, and we congratulate them. When a New Zealand team was admitted to the NBL in 2003, few would have dreamed that a club from across the Tasman would take out the championship less than a decade later. This success today augurs in a whole new era of trans-Tasman rivalry, not just for the NBL, but for all sports. You've achieved what many here and in Australia told you many times was considered unachievable. Enjoy that success. You've most definitely earned it. Well done. In closing, can I just thank the match officials and volunteers for all their efforts today and throughout the season. Without you and without all the volunteers, this league and this sport couldn't do what it does. And to the fans, we've made sold-out games for all our final series. Thank you very much. Now, enough of me. The most valuable player for the Grand Final Series, the Larry Sengstock Medal, goes to a new up-and-coming champion in our league, Tom Abercrombie.
Thank you. I didn't expect this. I want to first of all thank my teammates. I love you guys. We're a family, and you know, we've fought all year long to get to this point, and this is the sweetest victory I've ever felt. And you know, to share it with all you people here at home is a pretty amazing feeling. To the Cairns Taipans, thank you. You guys put up one hell of a fight, and this was a great series for basketball, and yeah, thank you very much again. Very wrapped. Thanks.
Congratulations, Tom. We'll let you join your teammates. Now, please assist me in welcoming the 2011 NBL champs, the New Zealand Breakers, to the podium. First to the stage, I would like to welcome the head coach for the New Zealand Breakers, Andre Lamanis. And playing in his last game as a New Zealand Breaker, Paul Hanare.
Thanks, Steve. Firstly, I'd like to pass on my thanks to Cairns for being worthy combatants in what was a fantastic final series. You guys gave us plenty of problems, and you guys should be proud of your efforts this season. It's been fantastic. I could stand up here all night and talk forever, but I'll try to keep it as short as I can. Firstly, to the players, obviously, you guys have been just phenomenal to work with all season. It's been a joy to come to practice and to go to battle with you guys. And I thank you for all of your efforts and for the commitment you guys have made to this basketball club. So thanks, fellas. There's so much that goes on around a basketball club that makes it work and makes it happen. You know, the volunteers, the guys around the team, all the support staff. I'll get to you individually at some later date, but you guys know who you are. Without you, this doesn't happen, and we thank you very much for everything you do to make this club the success that it is. So thank you, everybody. Quickly, just to the board, in particular to Paul and Liz Blackwell, who got me on board. Who got me on board 6 years ago. And we had a vision, and we built this team, and so proud of what we've been able to achieve together. So thank you. Well done. The fans, what an unbelievable atmosphere and environment. You guys have made this place. Just the last, the last month has been unbelievable. Just walking down the street, people wishing you well, interested in basketball, interested in hoops. You guys have been fantastic all season supporting us, and the atmosphere during the playoffs has just been something at another level. I hope you guys understand how much you contribute to what happens out here. And I'm so happy that you guys participate rather than just spectate, and we thank you for your help in getting this done. Finally, all the sponsors, obviously, thank you for helping basketball be the fantastic sport that it is. Actually, sorry, also wanted to thank the Cairns Taipans fans for coming along. You guys do an awesome job. And playing in Cairns is, it's tough, and you guys do a good job of making half the opposition, so well done to you guys as well. Thank you to all the sponsors. And finally, I'd just like to say again, to someone who I've been on the journey with for 6 years, I'm just so happy that he could go out like this in his last season, our captain, Paul Hanare.
Again, I just want to extend our thanks to the Cairns Taipans and their fans. I know it's been said a few times, but you guys have had a great season, and we have come from the last couple of years. It's been amazing to watch your growth, and I'm sure you guys will be very successful in the future, so thank you. Also, I want to say a special thanks to all of the Breakers families, our wives, our partners, our children. Thank you so much for the support you give us throughout the season, the year. We're away all the time. We get grumpy when we lose. You guys stick by us through thick and thin. So thank you very much. Thank you to my whānau that come up from Hawke's Bay. Thank you very much. The score bench and volunteers, thank you so much for your work throughout the years. And I don't know, to the sponsors, I you guys are fantastic. Burger King, Bartercard, thank you very much for the support you give us. Without you guys, it doesn't happen, so thank you very much. Last but not least, I know Andre's already said it, you fans have been unbelievable over these last few weeks. The support you give us, the lift you give us when we come in this building has just been amazing, and it's been amazing to see you guys grow as basketball fans, and I hope it continues for the future, so thank you very much.
Let's get to the celebrations. The NBL champs, the New Zealand Breakers. Let's have them come up to the stage one by one. First, one of the greatest players ever to play in this country, Australia, the World Championships, or the Olympic Games, Kirk Penny. Trying to find his way on a very star-studded lineup, Corey Webster. This year's grand final MVP, Thomas Abercrombie. The man who can make something happen out of nothing on just about any possession, Kevin Braswell. The hardest working man in the league, Mika Vacona. The young big fella in the middle, B.J. Anthony. Another youngster trying to get minutes on a star-studded lineup, Josh Bluxham. One of the NBL's greatest all-time players, the coolest man in the league, C.J. Bruton. By numerous players and numerous teams voted the best teammate in the league that they've ever played with, Dylan Boucher. In his last game as a New Zealand Breaker, Paul Hanari. A man who came very close to being the MVP of the grand final, Alex Pledger. first team all NBL and the best inside-outside man in the league, Gary Wilkinson. And last, but certainly not least, Leon Henry. Head coach, Andre Lamanis. Assistant coach, Dean Vickerman. Assistant coach, Judd Flavel. Assistant coach, or I'm trying to get this name right. He's a physio, actually. I was so worried about the name. Anusip Buaphone. And Chris Milbank. Please raise up the trophy, the 2011 NBL champs, the New Zealand Breakers.
So the Breakers victorious, creating history, the first New Zealand side to win an Australian competition with their 71-53 victory over the Cairns Taipans. Don't go anywhere, stay with us. When we return, we celebrate some more.
G'day, mate. How you going? Your cousin Mick from Australia. Yeah, Uncle Trevor's son. Where is she, mate? Look, where is she?